Hello? Hello, is that the Met Office? Yeah, hi, my name's Stephen Irons. I'm in Snowdonia this morning. I ordered mist and fog. First thing, yeah? Yeah, okay. Alright, how late's it going to be? Okay, because all I've got at the moment is rain. So, about an hour? Okay, well, fingers crossed it turns up. Thank you. Bye. So I've forced myself out the car. It's wet, it's windy, it's not very pleasant. But then again, when you look at the view behind me, it's well worth it. Well, the weather was definitely winning there and I was going to move back to the car, but as it happens in landscape quite a lot of the time, it's amazing how quickly it can blow over in these conditions, especially in mountains. Mountain weather has got a mind of its own, so I'm actually going to stick it out. I think you can probably see behind me that the lake is clearing a little bit in the mountains, and also off towards Snowdon is looking pretty good now, so I'm going to hang around on the hillside and see where I can get. Well, I'm actually quite pleased. I've managed to take quite a few different angles up the valley, down the valley, towards the lake, and I'm pretty much certain I've got a good composition in one of them. I think I'll move back to the car for a little bit though, because it is cold and wet, and I'll contemplate my options and decide where I'm going to go next. Well, I've just driven down to the side of Llyn Gwynant now, one of my favourite lakes, as I said earlier, and I'm going to have a quick drink, and then I'm going to head off to the bottom of the lake where there are some abandoned boathouses and some old cottages. Make fantastic material. Not until I've had a drink. Now, at first glance, when you turn up at a location like this, it looks absolutely fantastic, and you can break out the camera and start shooting really quickly and get totally rubbish pictures. Now, that's what happened to me last time I came here, and I thought it was so easy to get a good shot here, and I took half a dozen compositions and I didn't like any of them. So today I'm going to spend a little bit more time recceing around, just checking out the various angles there are here, the various compositions, different focal lengths, before I actually get the camera out. Okay, after much agonising, messing around and recomposing, I think I've got myself a position I like here. I've got the boathouse in the background, and I'm using a standard 28mm Nikkor in a vertical format. I'll talk you through the composition in a bit more detail now. Okay, so this is the composition. I've got the boathouse up towards the top right. Obviously this is going to be in a different format when it's a portrait format on the final print. But in the bottom left, you can also see here I have these rocks leading into the boathouse, and I have these lovely bright coloured grasses which have turned in the autumn, and they give me a bit of highlight, a bit of colour a bit of interest, which bring your eye towards the boathouse. Now in my final image, I'm not going to have any sky. The sky is completely grey and bland, so why should I include it? I'm going to focus in on that lovely line into the old decrepit boathouse. Oh dear, well now that I've fished a little spark out of 3 foot of water, I don't think I'll be doing any more drone footage today until I get an expensive repair done on it. Anyway, back to the photo shoot. I'm going to go round now over a little wooden bridge and a little stream to some old cottages with a lovely view of mountains behind. So let's head off, 5-minute walk and see what we can get. So I've got the composition I was after, which is the old derelict cottages behind me. A little bit of skyline and some of those lovely trees just poking through as well. I mean, the sky is grey, but I don't mind. It's going to look okay. I have shot it in black and white and colour. I'm probably thinking black and white, but you never know. This bracken is very, very colourful. You set a GoPro up on a tripod near a road, everyone slows down because they think you've got a speed camera. Well, on my way back down the valley from Llyn Gwynant, heading towards Capel Curig, I've come across some very nice light on Llyn Mumba, which is the usual view towards Snowdon behind me. But that's not the view I'm going to take today. I actually like the view back to Capel Curig itself along the lake. There's some lovely colour in the hills, and I'm going to try and shoot that with my Portra 400 film. Righto, I found myself a composition. Took a bit of thrashing around in this tall undergrowth. These ferns are really difficult to get through, but I've got a good spot now. I'm using a vertical framing and I'm taking in the reeds as the centre ground, a little bit of the bracken down here in the foreground, and then I have Capel Curig in the background with the mountain behind it. I'm waiting for light to hit the hills though. It was about 5 minutes ago. It makes a world of difference, so I've just got to be patient. Although it looks like the sun's gone in for a while, so I'll have to be very patient. Well, the actual setup is very, very simple as well. I've got the 50mm lens on, set to f/16. I've got a polarizer on there because there is a little bit of glare on the water and I'm finding it better with it dampened down a little bit. So it's rather straightforward. It's going to be about 1/4 to 1/8 of a second. Again, I'm just waiting. It's been about 20 minutes now and I'm still waiting for that light. Well, sadly the rain has swept in and it's snuffed out my chances of getting a nice shot there. 5 minutes earlier I've got it, but there you go, that's photography for you. So I'm going to pack up, head back to the car, and I'm going to get back and process some of these images. Hope you enjoyed it.